That's the stream deck.
Quit playing.
And I'm vlogging it too. Gas showed up. What's happening?
Yeah.
No one doesn't sound too
Yes.
sure about that.
He's so mad.
He's about to drive a Ferrari F430.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What it do? Welcome back to the Any and Everything podcast. Your boy Ralph. I am here with the hostess of the mostest, Moan, Mark, LV, Viz. I would say welcome to the Any and Everything. I feel like you've been here though. I feel like this is where you're supposed to be in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Don't know when we're gonna have our guest member back on here, Zoe, because he's now a guest since his ass don't ever be here. So, but either way, we here. Happy St. Patty's Day. You know what I'm saying? I see my guy Viz wearing the green. You know what I'm saying? I am wearing the official dad uniform. You know what I'm saying? Tank top with a beater underneath, double beatered up. You know what I'm saying?
Double beater?
Double beatered up. Well, it's not
Beater,
really
man.
beater. It's kind of a
50
tank
Cent
top.
days,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Double
saying?
beater, man.
It's
That's
crazy,
a
right?
dad. That's a dad who's giving up on life when you wear double
Hey,
beater.
And listen, let me tell you something. We are redoing our kitchen. Okay. And I thought about putting on something. I was like, nope, because as soon as I'm done, I'm about to get dusty again. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
It has been a long week. But we are here, man. Today's topic brought to you by your boy Moni Moan. We are talking about the building blocks to guy's success.
For liars.
This nigga here. I mean, this guy here. Boy, look, Dad, you know how to take me out of character, bro. You know how to take me out of here. But anyway, like I said, this topic was brought up by Moni Moan. I think it's a pretty good topic, man. A lot of people are looking for ways to move forward in life, to become more successful. I'm not saying I've reached the pinnacle of where I want to be, but I am doing okay. But we want to talk about the things that it takes for us to get to that point, to at least feeling okay. Not necessarily be completely satiated. I feel like no matter what, you should always strive to be a better you, be better than you were yesterday, and be better than you can be tomorrow. But it's all up to you. So, Mo, this was your head topic, buddy. Why don't you fire that boy up with us, man? Oh, wait. Let's back up for a quick second. What we drinking on? Everybody got something in their hand. Moan is and Moan's in the gym taking steroids, so he can't really drink right now. I got some Deep Betty's lemonade. Pause. Vizzle, you on the tequila?
Yeah.
Now let me
Even though
guess.
it's not the holiday for it, I just.
Hey man, listen. Let me tell you something I started doing with the people that live here, man. On Cinco de Mayo, we go to an Irish pub, and on St. Patty's Day, we go to a Mexican spot. I don't know why, but it's actually kind of dope. Because let me tell you, I had a green margarita yesterday.
Cheers, Mike.
It's like that big. It was huge. It was great. Either way.
Awesome.
I take it, Mark, you on the
That's right,
you're on the
15
Bible
years. Always.
15 year of the finest.
I won't say what I said before.
Cheers, Mike.
Cheers, Mike. All right, so I know I had interrupted. Go ahead, Mo. Kick us off, buddy.
Well, first off, what we do this week? What up, Dre?
What up, Dre?
It was a shitty week.
I guess I'll start it off. Today has been
Go ahead.
a crazy week for me, right? Because I've been sick. I've been down sick. The good news is I bought me another gaming laptop, so I'm happy about that.
Oh, good.
And I got it for a good deal. $3,000 laptop. I got it for $1,200. So I'm happy about it.
That shit was a steal.
Then other things came about. But other than that, man, it's just been one of those weeks. The whole family got sick, so it's just been more so at home, chilling, trying to get better. The last two kids are finally starting to be relieved of their symptoms. We did have to take one of them back today because this cough just started progressing more and more and got worse and worse. So we got him. Now he's on steroids, so he should be feeling better by tomorrow. But we still may have to call him out of school.
How
So,
about
but
the strong family with the steroids?
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Everybody in there flexing tough.
That double beat is crazy. What up, Melissa?
yeah, and it's been something else. So
Double beater.
a week went.
All right.
I go real quick. Mine is simple and quick to the point. I did absolutely nothing for the week. I was off for spring break. The hardest thing I did for the week was get ice for my drink. That's probably the hardest thing I did.
That's what you
No, no,
did.
I take that back. Mona and Ralph saw last night. Marcus, you weren't there. I wish you would. Every once in a while, just pop up. I got a capture card I was trying to program. It was the worst experience of my life. I was so frustrated. They laughed at me. Mona said, "I help you," but never sent the help. And then they went back. I just hear them in the background. So I muted everybody. Like, you know what? I don't want to hear it.
Did he ever? He muted.
was
He
so
left. He
irritated.
got out of the conversation.
I was irritated because then Ralph was crunching these chips loud on the mic. That irritated me. So I just
Man,
muted
it was
everybody one by one.
Great
Everybody got
chips.
muted one by one.
Great chips.
That is terrible.
What's crazy is that when you get into consecration, you start messing with the hardware and all that stuff. Sound is the worst part to get your stream or anything going when you're trying to get started. Sound is horrible. So but it takes trial and error. It takes trial. And
Sounds
you
terrible.
talking about you want OBS Studio. You
Sounds
really don't
terrible.
want them problems.
Yeah, that's just a problem. Hey,
I was
Gaz,
in
that
OBS.
remind me
I
of that
was-
night you was frustrated when you was
I'm
trying
about
to
to say,
program
yeah,
your
you had that
PlayStation.
night not too long ago.
Yeah,
I was frustrated with the wind blowing too hard. Whose
Yes.
wind is blowing? And then
that man was like, "This is fucking stupid." That was like, all he had to do was put it in his email address. It was crazy. My week was a little bit wild. Yeah, Mo, you cracking up, though. You
I know.
you got a lot of
I
lag
know.
going on over there.
I know. It's either the lag from my internet. Right now, I have a mixer, and I have a very expensive one. Some of my reason the software is all jacked up. So I have a Go XLR. Thing was like $300. It's sitting right here, and I'm not using it. And I got a professional Rode mic right above me, and I'm not using that either.
Now you over there glitching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh wow. There's if you use like your product, what's the name of that damn movie? With Omarion and them and shit.
Ghost Dad.
That's the one.
No.
Yep. When he was dancing and shit. Hell yeah. It's like, and then they came out of the phone and choked my man's. Ooh, man, it was a cool move. Mo could be in that shit though. Mo could be
That
in that
nigga said Ghost dead. Yeah.
shit. My week's been bananas, man. I had the cops called on me.
Ghost dead.
I've had we're getting the kitchen remodeled.
What, you got the cops called on you?
Yeah.
Did he ever?
Had the cops calling me at work.
Oh, okay. I know. Okay.
Yeah, at work. Disgruntled people, man. They want stuff for free. When I tell them no, they're like, "No, you're gonna do it." And I'm like, "Oh, well, call the cops," and they did. Just imagine that.
They said the black man in there with the penis head won't give me nothing free.
This my boy. See, yeah, boy. I
So
think
we
you
just
keep trying
started
to
off
break
just
me.
like this, huh?
Just trying
Oh
to break
yeah,
me.
we're going in. Oh yeah, we're going in. It's got to happen. It's
But
gonna
other
happen.
than that, it's been just a crazy week. But cheers to a new week, man. Mark,
Oh,
what
yeah,
about you,
cheers.
man?
Yeah, my week was pretty simple. I just worked. I don't know why. I just worked. Okay, I feel like that's literally what I do. Like I have no other alternative life or meaning other than just going to work. I don't mean to get dark and gloomy on nobody, but it gets shit. I'll be like at work, almost like I cry at night in the shower, fully clothed. It's dark.
Well, I mean, look at it as you did a pre-rinse on your clothes before you threw them in the washing machine. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the positives and everything.
Then he got out of the shower and went to bed with wet clothes.
Yeah, that's right.
Believe
That's
that.
right. Grabbed my ankles and went to sleep.
It smelled like an old sour rag. Anyway, so Mike, white cabinets, stainless steel, other stuff, and black countertops has just been trying to save money. Trying to save money. It's just not in my cards here lately. But I tell you what, we got a lot of stuff for a good deal. So there's that. All right, man. So let's slide into this topic, man, like we slide into DMs, man. Oh wow. I'll go for it, big dog.
Yeah, so we got some stuff to cover, right? We have 10 subjects on the matter. Hopefully we can get all through 10 of these when we in our whole hour that 45 minutes we got left. So I did title this building blocks, men's building blocks to success, but I think you changed it, Ralph, where it's just a building blocks to success. But I was kind of generating on a men's perspective, but I guess it can work either way, right? So the first one on the list, personal branding. Understand how to represent yourself authentically, both online and offline. Learn to build and protect your personal brand, emphasizing self-awareness, skill, and personality. How important is that to you guys?
Let me tell you something. It is weird, man, because I look at my old Facebook page because I have an old Facebook page. I look at my new Facebook page. My old Facebook page was covered in all the dumb shit we used to do, in our early years. And being in a professional setting, it's kind of frowned upon with some of those things. I hate that it's that way because to me, a lot of those things build character. They build who you are. They show where you came from and where you are now. However, the world doesn't see it that way. They see it as, oh, he was a fool back then. And for some reason, that's the one that sticks. It's not the, oh, you know what? He got his life together. He moved. He's doing this. He's doing that. It'll be focused on what you did in the past. So it's become more important to have a clear and cleaner image as we get older because of the time we live in. Before, we didn't have to worry about computers and internet and stuff like that. As times went on, things grew, and of course, we grew, like Dre said, we grew up. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like, you shouldn't be judged on the things you've done in your past because that's not who you are today.
Yeah, but you got to understand, you're dealing with people now. You got you and the way you do things, and then you got how people perceive what they think you are, right?
No, and I agree.
I agree. It's hard to self-branding is hard, right? And I'll give you an example. There was an image a long time ago, and I had this girl take a picture of me. I was drunk. She posted it on Facebook, and then she could try to herself and try to get it off. We already know that once it's on the internet, it's forever. But I asked the girl, "Can you untag me?" Because I started getting to the corporate area, and to kind of take that down and all that. She told me no, it's my page. So I had to remove my tag from her.
Yeah, get it with the blizzard.
But the thing about it is, you don't know who knows her, who knows me, who is associated of the company. On that type of note. So personal branding is important. If you want to be successful, I don't know how the younger generation is going to get by now in these days with the way they do things online, record everything online, all their crimes, all their stupidity. They throw it on Facebook. They think it's the coolest thing ever. So, and your branding is just demolished. Your reputation is just demolished. When I went to, there was a huge company I had worked for, and they used to send me overseas on a lot of business travel. And luckily, you got some people who has humor in the world, because the guy that I used to travel with, he was doing a lot of drinking online. But management was like, I think this guy could be pretty cool. That was the first thing they saw was him drinking. Like, we hired you because you thought you were probably party fun and you do this and you do that, and we hired you. But it could have went bad. You could have had an old school boss who saw that It was like, yeah, we're not going to have nobody like that in our company. We don't know if he's going to come in that way. We don't know if he can't control himself or he has to have one at lunch, that type of thing. So there are some major side factors out there, but the majority, when you have stuff online and your branding is all jacked up, it's not going to look good for you.
Well, and once again, I agree, man. But my issue with it is that everything you put on the internet, right, has a date and timestamp to it, right? If you look at something I posted back in 2009, 2010, that was years ago, it's 12 years ago, right? Why are you judging me off of something that I did as a young adult, a teenager, a kid to some extent, over what I'm doing now?
Yeah.
Now, it's different from the new age. You're right. They post doing all the dumb stuff. It ain't just drinking. They want to post smoking. They want to post robbing. They want to, I mean, guilty as charged drag racing from time to time.
Look at all the people that get in trouble. Look at all the people that get in trouble. When you do stuff that's stupid, it represents the people you work for. So, and they will fire you for something that diminished their image.
They will now.
It may not be
Back
your
then, they didn't
brand.
know.
Yeah.
Back
Well,
then,
yeah, back then they didn't know. Yeah.
I'm
You
saying,
can't.
that's like I said, that's my problem. You know what I'm saying, with the self imaging and branding. And yes, Mel, I know sometimes you can just go ahead and hide those old photos. You don't have to create a new page. I created a whole new page for a whole nother reason. However, um, I still feel like we're put in a place where we have to filter life, and I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Vizzle.
I was gonna say, for the most part, me, you, and Moan hung out a lot during our late teenage to grown men stage. And I know you hung out with Marcus before then. I just knew Marcus, for over the past year or two. But
That's one of the factors, Jerry.
like what we did compared to what people are doing now, we had a drink. The most I have on my Facebook page from back then is having a drink in front of the house.
Right.
And I tell when I got hired for my last job, the principal, I told the principal and the director, I said, you can go through my social media. I have nothing to hide. I wasn't robbing. I didn't say anything racial. The most you'll see is me posting the songs that I like. It's music.
Yeah.
You don't see any malicious acts because I wouldn't post that. I wouldn't dare post that, knowing that some things on the internet cannot be erased. You don't know who has that picture or that video of that. But I know if you go to my stuff, what you're going to see is what you're going to get. And I don't regret, right. Like Dre said, I don't regret. I'm not saying we're regretting anything we've done.
No, not at all.
A lot of those things we've been through, the pictures, the memories, makes you remind of, okay, where I came from and where I am now. So,
right.
I tell people up front who I'm interviewing for, you go check my social media. That's fine.
Go ahead. It's funny. I took it completely different from what was being said. Like, I looked at it as, promoting yourself as your brand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a barber, please God, just post barber shit. If you are a model, please God, just post model shit. Like me, for a long time, I tell everybody I ever run into, Pornhub, X videos, you can find me there. My account is there. It's all exposed. There's nothing to hide. Aside from that, X Hamster.
With that being said, we going to the next subject.
It's there.
All right. So personal branding is one of those things that can contribute to, and like Mark said, it's what makes you in that field, right? It's just that personality, and personal branding can get mixed up with some of the things that you initially didn't want to be mixed in there, like all the stuff that we said that you put stupid on the internet. It can be your branding. It may not be the thing you want it to be, but it can be. All right. So financial wellness. Dive into money management, budgeting, investing, financial stability. Explore strategies to improve your financial health and achieve your goals. How hard is that? Face to face. That's hard for a lot of people.
It's something that becomes more difficult as time goes on as well. Especially when you think about inflation. You think about the difference between your wants and your needs. right? We all bust our ass to get the things we want and the things we need, but you end up getting less of the things you want and more of the things you need because of inflation. So it is very important to try to put money aside to save to the things you want, but just always make sure you have money for the things you need.
Right.
It's difficult at times though, man, because even still to this day, my wife would tell you she get tired of me talking about it all the time too. I get pissed off sometimes, bro. I get my check, good check, real good check, and
Gone
at
before
the
you get
end, I got like $200 to $300 to spend, and without saying the amount of money I make pretty damn good money. So when I only see $200 to $300 out of it, I'm
Mhm.
irritated as hell because I'm like, there's no way that I shouldn't be able to get the things I want. But then when you look back at the things you need, when you break it down to all your bills, your groceries, if you got kids, the things they need, you know what I'm saying, supplies for the house, or even bigger things like redoing the whole crib, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to have that money, but you have to have that mindset at times. Just, you won't have it. You won't have to just, I'm going to blow it money. You know what I'm saying? You got to save for that. And it's still, like I said, even to this day, bro, it's still hard for me, man, because, dude, I work 5 days a week, 11 hours a day, every day. And at the end, I just want to go and buy something I really want. But sometimes, well, if I can't buy it this week, I have to buy it on the next one. And that shit, it's irritating, man. It's hard. But at the end of the day, like Dre said, man, it's a part of growing up, man. It's a
Like,
part of growing up.
the stuff that
And
you spend them. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I want to say, but that's like you said, it's a good bro because you're
It
not.
is.
I mean, you have a, not to, take it big. You have a beautiful house. You have a beautiful uh, assortment of cars. So you're paying for things. Yeah, you're going broke, but look, when you pull up to your house, that's how I feel. When I pull up to my crib, like I'm good. I may have $100 in my pocket for a couple of days, but like this is me.
And you're right, man. And it's not that I'm not grateful for it at all.
Oh yeah,
You know what
I'm not
saying?
saying that.
And
Yeah, of
and I
course.
do look at the things I have, like, you know what, I am doing better than a lot of people. Uh, I could be doing
Pretty
better,
sure all of
and I
us are
want to be
doing
doing
better than
better,
a lot of
right?
people.
But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I still have those wants. So you're right. It is a good broke. It is a good broke when you look at your finances and you're like, damn, I only got this money to spend. Because some people like, well, I'm done. I don't have anything to spend. But it still irritates the shit out of me
No, I mean,
because
yeah.
you gotta think about a lot of times how hard you work, man. You know what I'm saying? Work ain't always easy, man, and it ain't always fun, and sometimes it's a lot. So you want something, you want to go out and feel the benefit of all that hard work. And sometimes coming home seeing the stuff you have is enough, and sometimes you come home like, damn, I want some more.
That's the thing though. Like some people kind of overlook the benefit, right? I'm not saying you did, but for example, you feel in your personality that if I'm only seeing $300 out of my check, something wrong. But the benefit of it is, look at all the stuff that I already have and I already got. I know you see that. I know you look
Oh
at
yeah,
that. But a lot of people don't know how to understand that and have that, right? Financial wellness to me comes with how you set things up. I'll use myself for an example. When I bought this house, right, paid a lot of money for it and moved in it for 3 months, and then the whole ceiling came down. My kitchen, my family room, my lounge room, everything was ruined. So I had to get a new kitchen. I had to get a new family room. I had to get new floors. I had to build new steps. All the floors upstairs, all 4 bedrooms, right? I had my house painted. I've had the gutters replaced. I had the landscaping redone in the back. I had basement waterproofing done, and I replaced the furnace and the AC.
Who was
Right?
your inspector?
So,
like that
no,
motherfucker
no,
was
this is
fired.
just
That
that didn't
nigga, that
happen.
motherfucker, you need to
We
take that
need to
nigga to the
find
back of the house.
like
Tell him
we
to
need
go
to find him
downstairs
and
and blow
beat
his brains out.
his ass. But in
That
three
all
months,
happened at
oh yeah,
once.
he catching these
I'm
hands.
just telling you that the situation, the way we did things, the way we set up everything, and then a lot of stuff we picked, right? We chose to have landscaping done. We chose to have the gutters in the house painted. We chose that. Well, we didn't choose to have the AC done, but we chose to
Right.
have the furnace done because they already had it torn apart, and that added more money to it, right? So, and then we had horrible contractors at the same time, so that just added a lot more to it. And I felt just like Ralph. I'm like, bro, I make a lot of money, and all this money is going to this, and I feel like I'm not seeing the benefit. But the benefit is that it's getting done. It's getting done. I'm actually meeting a certain goal with this project, right?
Yeah.
And sure enough, it like, I don't know what happens, but sometimes I tell myself, don't fill your gas tank up because something's gonna go wrong with your car. That's how it makes me feel. Or when stuff go good for so long,
That's
like,
that
bro,
part
what
right.
is about to slap me in the face? This
That
life's
part
been
right
going
there.
too well right now.
That's the part right there too, man. And that's how I feel about the financial setup. I want to touch on two things I saw in the comments. Dre says he strips on the side. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's cool to have a side gig for pocket money. You know what I'm saying? Dre strips on the side. Mark does porn. You know what I'm saying?
In the
And
front.
you know what I'm saying? Mark does porn in the front, not on the side. And yeah, you're right. You better use what God gave you. You know what I'm saying, to make that extra bread. But to touch on what my mom was just saying, everybody wants that
Hey,
financial
mama.
to spend as they want. But the reality is the system is not set up for that. It's set up for you to just making it.
Never been set up to win.
Don't get me wrong. People have overabundance of money that doesn't equate to happiness and peace. I hear you, man, and you're right. I feel if I had all the money in the world, I'm always going to want something, right? And it don't always. The thing is, though, it's not always something that I want. It's something that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not always like, oh, I don't want to be able to go out and buy the car I want. Sometimes I just want to go ahead and just buy the wife something, buy the kids something. Something that they've always wanted, hella expensive, but I want to be able to just go out and get it. But then I have to save for it. But now I feel like I got to save for that, and then what I want, and then what other people want.
And to me, what's really important about, because we do got to move on because we got a lot more to touch on. Investing. That's one thing I'm really strong on is investing, because there were points where I had to use my investments to kind of get by when I had a financial shake in my life. You know what I mean? So whether that's crypto, stocks, or what's the other one, forex, and all the other stuff, I have this feeling at our
Yeah.
generation that Social Security is probably not going to be a factor for us with the way things are going, right? And then 401ks are what they are, and I'm putting my whole heart in investing to create that financial wellness or financial freedom, and hope that I make good choices when it comes to that. I think that plays a major part of being a success. That's where a lot of lottery winners fall off, right? They take all the money because they never had it before, and they didn't invest it where it can make them more money, and they end up going broke. Go ahead, what you got?
Now I'm saying that the way I think sometimes, like I get scared. Like, dude, if I win the lottery, I know immediately I'm going to lose a lot of
Well,
it.
you don't
I'm
spend
gonna
on
do
something
some
stupid.
of
I
the
think everybody
dumbest
deserves
shit
that,
in the world.
but don't spend all of your money, and don't do anything where it makes you more money.
I'm saying I'm be
If you
looking
put
at the
millions
dumbest
of
shit in the
dollars
world.
somewhere,
I'm like, how much does it cost to rent a gold helicopter to fly over my building and say I quit? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's things like that I think about if I was to win the lottery. You know what I'm
Yeah, I told
saying?
myself I was gonna get a midget, and he's gonna have on like a luchador outfit and holding a radio, playing "Eye of the Tiger" with a cape blowing. I'm kicking over every fucking thing.
That's what I'm saying, man. And you're right, Mike. It's so much to this topic, man. We can go on for days, man. But we're gonna hit the next one, man.
I'm gonna let Marker uh, LV take the lead, but I'll read this one, right? Emotional intelligence. Develop a self-awareness, empathy, and effective communication. Emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in personal and professional success. One of you guys go and take the lead on that one.
And it's terrible because when it comes down to that, some people don't know how to differentiate employees from friends. And when I'm looking at the emotional intelligence, a lot of people gets like confused with that. You know what I mean? And it's kind of sad because I've seen companies that have like really shitty employees, and the boss is like really cool with these guys, and he will literally neglect everyone that's actually doing a good job because of the friends that he has or the people that he associates with that's tanking the business or tanking the company, he aligned himself with. So when it comes down to that, it's like you have to have an emotional intelligence to know what's a good decision for a brand and what's a good decision for a team. A lot of people don't know how to conduct in those ways. Like for me, like even down to this podcast, like if I'm going to make a decision for this podcast, I need to know who will it affect as my team goes. And a lot of people don't know the difference on that. Some people have good jobs, good companies, and instead of building the company, they would build some of their team. And sometimes the team is not the best asset. The company is. So therefore, you have to start eliminating a lot of those team players who are not made for the company. And just explaining it in that nature, it sounds confusing. But in actuality, it's really simpler than you know. A lot of us go into these financial binds and these financial decisions with unclarity of, okay, I'm going to do this for this or I'm going to do this for that. And sometimes when you go into those situations and you are going into it with emotions instead of just the knowing of it, you will make a bad decision. So a lot of decisions financially are risk takers. Nothing's comfortable. Please, God, do not do anything you're comfortable doing. A lot of the stuff that you do uncomfortably puts you in better places. Sometimes you have to cut off some of those people that are not better for the company. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it'll work in the long run, other than saying, well, I'm comfortable with these guys working here and y'all not growing anywhere. So to me, that's a big thing. And most definitely communication plays a big role in that. If y'all not talking, if there's nobody knowing anything, how are we to know there's something wrong? If you're missing days, you're not telling nobody you're missing days. You're just not showing up. You're not calling. You're not saying this. And then you turn around, you blow up and be like, well, my mama died. And you're like, well, we didn't know. So, I mean, what you want me to do about that? So with that being said, the communication plays a major point. There's been times where a week early, I'd let them know, hey, look, I ain't feeling it. I'm just not in a good mood. My spirit's low. They said, look, take a chill, relax, cool down, get your thoughts together. The show is so-and-so, so we're going to do it this. Then they check up on me. They'll find out if I'm really mentally ready. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I did exactly what you said. But had I not did that, and I just was on this rampage, they don't reach out to me, they don't call, they don't check on my well-being. Why would they call and check on my well-being when I never told them I was unwell? So a lot of that stuff plays roles. A lot of that stuff is very detrimental to success. If there's no conversation, there's no wellness. So please take what I'm saying for what it is, because a lot of people do get confused with that. They feel like just because the guy's smiling every day, he's okay, I don't have to check on him. Sometimes, in a lot of ways, you don't have to smile every day. Open your mouth, let somebody know something's wrong, so then they can conduct you differently. They can figure it out.
But that, you know what, that's sometimes that's hard to do.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
I am most definitely that guy. I am the one that's gonna smile through everything, even if I'm not okay, and that's because I'll find a way to be okay.
Right.
But that goes into a whole nother situation, a whole nother topic when it comes to mental health and things like that.
Right.
I will agree. Sometimes making the hard decision is the best decision. Being comfortable doesn't always mean that it's right.
Right.
Right. I've had issues with myself, and especially at work. Damn, I really want to see the best in this person, and they're
not giving it.
It's not there. So I've had to let some people go that I was very fond of, at my job. And hell, I still check on them to this day. But it wasn't the right fit from where they were. But I feel like that's more of making a decision on your workplace versus the emotional aspect of it. The way I look at the emotional aspect of it, especially as far as being a building block to my success, my emotional aspect of it would be, like my wife, you know what I'm saying? And some of the situations that I've been through. The bad part is a lot of times I can't push myself until it's been a situation. For example, when I was out here down in the dumps because, I was just being a bum, just call a spade, and I felt like most of my family had given up on me. I didn't have anybody in my corner. And then my girl just broke up with me. It was at that point I was like, you know what? I'm going to show them. I could have easily done that before, but it's because of what I went through. I took that emotion and ran with it. And honestly, it led me to where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was comfortable being at the crib, really no job. And this, of course, is when I was younger. At the crib, no job, bullshitting, kicking it with my boys. You know what I'm saying? They had jobs, but I was out here just fucking around. And then when I felt like I was losing everything, I'm like, damn, I really need to get my shit together. But I'm doing it because I'm going to show them that I can do it. And after I did it, a lot of people was like, yo, we knew you could do it. Why did it take for us to be dickheads about it? For you to take yourself to the next level? And it was just a bad emotional trait, but at the same time, it made me the person I am today, right?
But also, what people need to stop doing, though, people need to stop putting a plan on when you're ready to get yourself together. That really irritates me, right? Because just because somebody was mature at 20 or 21 doesn't set the standard of when somebody want to change their life around, whether it's 20, 21, 30, 40, or 60. And that really bugs me. Because a lot of people, they'd be like, well, I don't know when he's gonna get himself together. When it hit the fan, that's when it gets together. There's sometimes life have to life on you, right? And sometimes you can get in a deep of a hole, but it's not enough to change that person, right? And and which one are we on, the emotional intelligence portion of it? That part hasn't kicked in yet. That part of your self development hasn't kicked in yet. And the science behind it, right? Is I believe, because my mom tells me all the time, she's a doctor in psychology. She goes, at the age of 25 is when the part of your brain develops and will help you with your decision making, right? So that right there should be not an excuse, but because you're taught right from wrong at a young age. But that right to tell you that everybody's not going to be the same. At least there's a starting point of when things can change, when your decision making is on the line, right? But it's up to you and your life lessons and your life traits on when it's time for you to finally take that next step into success or positive decision making, or doing things, saving yourself financially, or building a family, or stop doing all the stupid stuff like drinking and driving and all that stuff that LaForce used to do all the time.
Wow.
Right there, just put it out there.
Wow, he just did that.
I'm playing.
Hey, look, put it right on the internet for your own branding.
Just for your student. Take that, coach.
I guess for
me, he was too calm and quiet, dog. I had to put him in something, dog.
I was taking in because I was really trying to figure out, some of the words like this last topic. Because for me, and y'all know I'm a different kind of dude when it comes to people defining what success is for them. And Ralph and Moan know more than anybody. And Marcus, a little bit. Like before I became, this teacher role, I was grinding in these warehouses, night shift, first shift, third shift.
You had no life when you were working in my house.
But I was doing what I did. I was doing what I needed to do for my family. I got what I wanted. I was doing things that I wanted, but another opportunity came and it was better. Sometimes I do miss that life, that plant life, because it was a little looser. But now I'm in this role where, man, and y'all talking about comfort. Like, right. I'm comfortable. Like, my life is comfortable right now, and I'm not forcing myself to do something to the next level that's not there and prepared for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to do what I want to do. I go on trips. I'm getting the things that I want. I don't want big extravagant things because that's not who I am. I'm just me, bro, and I'm happy. My family's happy. My kids are happy. I provide. So, I guess it depends on the individual when it comes to some of these topics, because I'm cool.
I mean, and it's okay to be cool. It's okay to be in that place where you're comfortable with your surroundings and things of that nature. But if you're in a place where you're looking for a company to grow, then comfortability is not what you're looking for. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, that's just the nature of the beast. When you get comfortable, you don't grow anymore. And like, you know, so when it comes down to a company of self, that's when I step into a realm where you're always uncomfortable, because that's pushing you to the point where you always are growing within your company, the company that you bring, the company that you.
Oh well, yeah, and in that sense, yeah, I did. I stepped out of my comfort zone. Like all I knew was plant life,
in that sense, because prime example, you was comfortable in the plant.
Yeah,
you got uncomfortable when you made a decision to do something other than that, which gave you growth to be where you are now.
Yeah. So, and I'm not saying I'm not gonna have room for growth. I'm like, all right, well, when the opportunity comes, I see that next opportunity I want to take, then I do. I'm not in a rush to go out and seek something that may not necessarily be there.
Absolutely.
Get myself frustrated and like, all right, it's not happening right now. What do I do?
With me, when I was getting into my line, of course, I was like, oh man, we got 1, 2, and now it's 3. And I was uncomfortable because I'm like, can I do all this pushing? And then I got in the room and was like knocking them out. Boop, 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 boop. And then there you go. Prime game.
Was a lot of guys. So time number 5.
I love it.
Number 4.
Oh, goal
setting. Oh, go ahead, Ralph.
No, go ahead, big dog.
All right. Goal setting. Learn how to set clear, achievable goals and create actionable plans to reach them. Goal-oriented thinking drives success. I think that's hard for a lot of people. Everybody can set a goal, but they never set an actionable plan. That's where it all falls off. You know, you can say what you want to do. You can put a date, you put in your budget. If you don't have action to reach that goal, you'll never succeed on any of your goals, which trickle down your emotional intelligence, your financial wellness, and your personal branding.
And it's funny,
it'll destroy all of that.
And I like to take a page out of Tyler Perry with that one, because he, like a lot of people, set like all of these goals, all of these plans, all of these ideas, and instead of focusing on just one particular goal and then achieving that one, moving to the next one, a lot of people start putting their hands on like 5 different things and make it unachievable. And one thing a lot of people do, they might say, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna get this size, but they don't take into consideration the days you got to go in the gym, the hours you got to put in, the meal plan, the food that you can't eat, the food that you can't eat, the food that's meant for this, your metabolism. They don't put in consideration everything that goes into being built this way, or even down to a company. They don't take into consideration, oh, I'm gonna get into music and I'll be Jay-Z rich. They don't take into consideration, okay, well, cool, you got to save up money to quit your job. You got to make sure you put music first. You got to put studio time in. You got to write every day. You got to find a perfect beats. You got to find a perfect producer, the executive. You got to find all this stuff. And they don't never plan for that path, but more so for that goal. And a lot of success is always within the process. And one thing I've always heard, trust the process. Mm-hmm. Endure the process. Love the process. Accept the process, because that's what makes you and the goal more, how can I say it, redeemable. It makes it more of a accomplishment when it's over with. A lot of people start getting into that process and it start to seem more undoable, and they just quit. They'll break buckle, point blank period, because the process is so intense. Don't break buckle. This is what we signed up for. This is what we're doing. So a lot of times, like you said, a lot of people will set these goals without putting down the path. They don't put down the road. They don't put down the street. They just say, I'm gonna get this size. I'm gonna make this much money. I'm gonna get into this hairstyling. I'm gonna get into opening this company and do rims. I'm gonna start selling cars. Blah 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 blah. And they don't put into consideration the things that go into being successful in those lanes. And I think if they actually do research, which is, and I hate to say this, but in a generation where we are now, research is pretty much out the window.
Everything.
Going to go for it and go for broke nowadays. It's no research put into a lot of stuff. Too, some people got degrees and they can't go back, because now that they got the degree, they realize, oh wow, I'm not making any money in this. I done spent 4 years in college and this is not what I really wanted to do. Why? Because they didn't do the research. They didn't figure out all the backstories. They didn't figure out if this is really something they want to do. They probably just looked at the lifestyle that some other people was doing it in. And that's when things go awry. Don't ever look into a goal and base it off of someone else doing it because you don't know what they sacrificed. You don't know what they put into it. You don't know how much passion they have in it. You don't know what they went into it doing. You don't know. So always do your own personal research before jumping into a goal and developing a path to do it, because your story is not going to be the same as someone else's story. To be successful in this thing, you will take more losses than wins. It's just the bigger the win. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people take 3 losses and they about to quit when their biggest win is coming right next door. And I've seen that a lot of times. I've seen people miss out on big deals because they lost on one thing. And I'm like, dude, that big deal would have cost you like way more than you lost. But, you know, you just got to be prepared for that path.
Well, like you said, you know, a lot of people look at this shit and they don't look at what the rest of it cost, right? They think it's going to come easy.
Right.
Like Mikey said, you know, it's the difference between a goal and a dream. You know, you can have dreams, but if you're trying to obtain a dream and you're not making a goal to get to that dream,
absolutely,
there's always going to be a dream, you know. And yes, you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared to take the L's, because you are most definitely going to take some L's. Bro, when me and Robin had a cleaning company, right?
I forgot about that.
Bro, it was insane, bro. The way it started off, bro. When I tell you shit was rolling, it was rolling quick. And I'm like, yo, this is not normal. Like, most people don't start off a business and start making money right off the bat, right? And like Mo said, you know, we have those questions like, okay, this is going good. Something's getting ready to happen. And it did, right? COVID happened. Shitty employees happen. Car accidents happen. You know, everything that could possibly go wrong started to go wrong. Right. But we were taking the L's because we saw a bigger picture. But then sometimes those L's, you got to know when to bow out and start somewhere else. Because when COVID happened, oddly enough, with us having a cleaning company, you know, people didn't want us in the house, right? People didn't want us coming into the business because it was like, yo, we don't know if you got COVID. You don't know if you got COVID. I don't want to be around anybody. So half the contracts we had, we lost immediately after COVID because nobody wanted us in the house. Nobody wanted us to do anything because it's COVID, right? So with that,
Damn. You froze up, bro. But I mean, to piggyback off what he's saying, a lot of people just take a lot of losses, and sometimes you have to know the loss to tap out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a boxer and every time you step in the ring, you get knocked the fuck out, maybe boxing
might not be for you.
It might not be for you. You might want to be a referee. I probably want to be a coach man or something like that.
Hey, if you love boxing, do something else in boxing.
Do something else, man. You know, be a water boy or something. But
quit swinging.
That's what it
not
is.
Connected.
Like, it's a true factor. I love that point that he put out there. And you know, I didn't mean to interrupt or anything, but I was just speaking into.
I know I was breaking up. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. I just lost internet and came right back. But no, yeah, I mean, you're right. You know what I'm saying? And we tried to hold on as long as we could, and then when it really started to financially hurt us, it was like, all right, time to let it go. Right? So once again, not only do you need to make a goal and make a plan, you need to also have a backup plan as an exit strategy. There you go, Mike. Like you said, part of the plan is to achieve a goal. It's a good exit strategy. You have to find a way out if that doesn't work. And understand, if that thing didn't work, doesn't mean the next thing won't. Don't let it deter you. Don't let it scare you from doing something else that just might not have been for you. Like Mark said, you know what I'm saying? You step in a boxing ring, you're a boxer, and you get beat the fuck up every time you go. Boxing is just not it. That's not it. But you can find something else that you love to do. Or even in that same field, just not doing it in the way you thought. Right?
Period.
So I also wanted to double back on the fact that, you know, most people start multiple things and don't finish.
There you go.
That is the quickest way to
lose.
fail. You have to focus on one thing at a time. Some people can do two, but let me tell you, it's not for the weak. Right? And you talk about how much things cost, and I'm not talking about, like Mike said too, it's not just financial, right?
Mental.
When you spend more time trying to get your stuff together and get things running the way you want, you lose sight of time, which could affect your family. If you have another job, it could affect your job. And then you need to start checking your finance to see how much money cost you a lot as well. You know, we took a loan out. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna say we defaulted on the loan, but we pretty much had to pay the loan back because COVID shut our business down, right? And when you can pay regularly, there's no interest rate. But when you don't pay, there's an interest rate. And usually with interest rates and you're taking a loan, especially out on the
All right.
business, it goes through the roof. You can be at a 1%, and then the next thing you know, because you didn't pay it because things are not working the way, now it's 29%. So you go from paying $150 to $800, and you're like, well, damn, I can't afford that. Make sure you have a plan. Think it all through. Make a strategy. Make sure that you can follow through and finish. And if you can't, understand what it's going to take to quit or stop and pick something else up.
Mm-hmm.
But the last thing you ever want to do in goal setting and dream chasing is be stagnant. Always go for it. Always go for it. And if you can't go for it all the way, do what you can until you get there.
Yeah.
Nobody says it has to happen overnight.
And just to piggyback off Mike, you know, quitting ain't like the quitting is not failing. Take what you learn and apply it to the next venture. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to just say, oh yeah, I gave it a try and I guess I just go work for somebody else. No, if that's not what your plans are to do, take all the knowledge that you got from the one venture that you achieved at or failed at, and then put it to your next venture, and then take that information and equip it and grow from there. You don't have to always keep trying something, fail, and say I quit and then just feel like a failure. No, sometimes just take the lesson for what it is and move on to the next. It's almost like relationships. You don't just give up on love because you're just like, oh yeah, my relationship didn't lose. No, you just take what you got out of it, you learn your lesson, and you apply the good with the next. That's just how it is with anything. Anything that falls apart is a lesson to be learned in the process. And if you don't look at it that way, you will always lose the lesson.
And that's facts, Dre. You have to fail to understand success. You know, when we first started our business, you know, we didn't know exactly how we were going to obtain customers. You know, word of mouth was what we thought we were going to be able to do. And having 1 to 2 to 3 people ain't paying the bills when you have supplies and all the background shit. Right. So when you start to fail at those things, you start to look around for other avenues and other ways to make your situation more successful. So, you know, it's all learning. It's all learning. It all changes with you. It has to start with you.
So let's do this, right? Let's talk about the polls that we have to vote.
Brown one.
I know y'all stupid.
Okay.
The voting polls, right? And then we'll continue this probably next week. All right. So let's share it, right? Let's see what people are thinking. All right.
Ooh.
What's the most important to you on building your success? Nobody picked personal branding. Nobody. But people rely on relationship and networking.
I would say relationship and networking is a big thing, because like I said, when I moved to this teaching thing, I had to make sure my relationship was good with the principal and the director. And when they, like you said, we talked about it earlier. I think Ralph was saying that when he was not feeling, just not feeling his best at work, and your boss or your company, whoever you work for, work under, or work with, comes to you and say, man, you good? Because we can tell your attitude is affecting what's going on. In fact, you had a relationship where they come to you first instead of writing you up or, reprimanding you. You have that relationship. My principal came to me a couple weeks ago and said, you good? You all right? I was going through some things and we talked about it. She said, I know that when you're here and your head is on straight, you are one of the best in here. And having that relationship, I think with her and my good, relationship with my coworkers made that possible. I don't think if I had a bad attitude or a bad relationship, she wouldn't care. She's like, all right, get him out of here.
Yeah, look for a reason to get you out of there.
I think relationship and networking is big. I can see why that's bigger than the most, because your dude, like, all right, I know this guy. I know he's having a bad week, but I know him.
Yeah,
just give him time to get over what's going on. Give him time. He'll be all right.
It saved me a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I have to agree with that. It saved me a lot. It's even times now where my boss will tell me, "Hey, look, it's okay. You can go home early. I know what you're capable of. I know what you're capable of. But if you need to go home and push reset, go ahead." And I've seen him do it to other people where he like, "Hey, look, check this out. You about to point out, motherfucker. You coming here tomorrow on that half-ass shit." And I'll be like, "Damn, he just told me I can take a day off." So
that's
that relationship stuff is serious, like dead ass. Going into it, but it's funny that Paul is weird because looking at it, I would have thought that damn personal branding get nothing. I mean,
yeah, I was surprised.
Depending on your personal branding is pretty much, to me, I guess, of how successful you can be. Because if your personal branding suck, there's no such thing as a goal-setting relationship or self-reflection.
But I think it depends on who you're asking and what job they have or their title. Because my title was different. I'm not the position y'all are in, or Ralph from my own, or even you, Marcus, or whatever y'all do. We have different titles.
I see.
So my title depends on how my relationship is with my principal and my director. So my relationship with her, my personal brand is good because I got hired. They saw me. They had the interview. They know who I am. I was upfront and honest. So I had to build the relationship because I see them every day.
Absolutely.
The relationship makes a difference.
People, you got to realize when you do these things with people, you carry that on, even if you're not at that job anymore, right?
Yeah.
It helps with your reputation, which helps with your networking, right? So in anybody, there's a company that I had worked for, and there's a recruiter that was trying to recruit me for somewhere in that company, and they asked me, well, when you see your resume, put all your references on there. I said, well, you're at this place, right? And you're at this building, right? Yeah. Just ask everybody at that building. They know who I am. And I'm confident in that. They can ask anybody in that building about me. And he was like, I've never heard nobody tell me that before. I'm like, well, that's just how I leave places. That's just how there's probably one place that I left horrible. And that's because I threatened somebody because it pissed me off. And I didn't care about working for that company anymore. So, and I don't have no connections. It doesn't align with all my other places that I worked for before. Mike knows what company I'm talking about.
That's a bold move.
It's just,
right.
Everybody
I would never do it.
Well, no, I'm not saying. I'm not saying like being self-centered, self-branding. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that when you are stepping into a self-brand preparation, depending on how you build your self-brand, could either make or break you. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything like going into it being cocky or anything, but prime example, like I used to model, and this is a true story. I used to model, and I have friends that did not show any signs of that they wanted to model, and just because of that, I've seen them lose out on like money. I mean, a lot of money. I've seen them lose out on a lot of money, and I'm like, God damn! But it was because of that self-branding that they didn't do. So that's all I was saying. I wasn't saying anything like.
I'm gonna take a different spin on that shit, man. As far as relationships and networking, man, I think in today's time and age, a lot of times it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I've seen get into positions that they've never really done before, higher positions, right? I'm not talking about ground, higher positions, right? And it's because the reference they have from someone else, or they knew someone that worked at their spot. They know that person is a solid person. No matter what you give them, they're going to figure it out and they're going to do the best, right? I know people that have 4 8-year degrees and they still can't find a job in that field, right? Well, I mean, I'm not going to say they're just dumb as a box of rocks. I'm just going to say that in their field,
in their field, they're a little bit of day boy.
Oh my God, this is why we're getting canceled. Anyway,
no. But one more thing about it, because if y'all three know, y'all two, especially Mon and Ralph, know me since I knew Mon since I was 11 to 10, and I knew Ralph was about 15, 16 years old, 17 maybe. If we talked about this, me being a teacher, not a teacher, a special education teacher. But somebody said, hey, somebody referenced me for the job. So I think you would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. I'm not a teacher. Like everybody in my family's a teacher, but I'm not one. I don't know what to do. And then, hey, I nailed the interview, and it's my 3rd year. I got awards from doing what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think that relationship and networking goes it's probably the biggest one. I mean, because
top tier. It is top
It
tier.
is.
yeah. So I'm not surprised.
Because,
I'm not surprised it's number one.
bro, I mean, and Visual said it, bro. I mean, and not to take anything from Visible, when he told me he was a teacher, I'm like, what?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna. I was answering it was so low. I'm not gonna be honest with you. You a what?
Bruh, and I mean, my mind was blown because, like I said, we hung out, and as long as I've known Visual, like all jokes aside, never has he ever
I
said,
never would
you
have
know
thought.
what,
I ain't
I
gonna
want to be a teacher, or I'm even
not
thinking about
only that. I never would have thought. I never thought I would see it. He was on. We were talking, and we got him to interact with the kids and do a superb job. And I'm like, I've never seen this side of this dude.
I
Never.
see it.
And these kids, they love him because he does such a great job. And
I
I'm
can't
sitting
see
there,
him
I'm
in
like,
any other
they
way
let
than
this
what he
man
is. Like, I can't see him being hard and like that. I mean, no offense. I'm not. No offense. I'm not trying to tell you.
What.
That's a good thing.
Boris off. Somebody pisses him off. It's bad.
It's hard.
bad.
I've only seen him piss once, and that's saying something because I've been knowing him for a long time.
It's hard
Like-
to make him mad. Like, honestly, really not like somebody.
That's one
this
thing.
dude-
I have to say
yeah.
that. I do want to just.
I can easily
You
get pissed off
cannot
and stuff.
teach work ethics. Like you cannot teach it. Like it's one thing about it. Like I was just reading some of the comments, and some people say you can have a degree and things like that, but I can outwork the best of them because of my work ethic. Like even
That's
down
it.
to this,
That's
I
the deal.
told Ralph a
You
while
can't-
back. I said
You can't teach drive. You
can't teach
cannot
none of that
teach-
shit. I told Ralph not too long ago. I said I ain't feeling good. I ain't good. He said, "Are you gonna make it on the show?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be there." Well, you can just go ahead and sit it out. No, I don't want to. I don't want to sit it out. I treat this like my job. I treat my attendance like that. Like this is my job. We all seeing me here now. I ain't have to be here, but at the same token, my attendance is everything. Me being on this show shows my drive. It's just that simple. And you can't teach that with everybody, whether you went to school for 4 years, 10 years, and you got all these degrees or whatever. You cannot teach that shit. Like I've trained some of the best people at my job. And they're like, damn, you trained him, but why he not? I can't train him. I can't teach him that.
So tell me, who you teach, Boris?
So I started off as a like a special education assistant, and then my work moved up to where I'm actual special education teacher. So I'm in the classrooms. I'm helping them with their subjects.
That still blows my mind.
Kindergarten through 4th grade. I have 8 kids of my own that I personally have under my, I don't know what to say, but under
as a teacher, your students.
Yes, my students. Yep, and then and I have a couple of 5th graders that I have. So man, it's been an amazing journey. Like I never thought like they make working fun. Like I don't call it work no more. It's amazing. And
I wanted to be a teacher too. I really did. I wanted to be a teacher.
No, Mark.
Nope.
I'm
Nope,
sorry.
we're not doing that.
You
No,
can't
the
be
subject.
no teacher.
We're not doing.
I did.
Wow.
Like and subscribe. That's all everybody needs to know.
Hold on.
Wow.
My dad actually said something besides let me get $2.
Post that. Post it.
Yeah, we got to post that.
What your dad
That
say?
is. You clicked. I think I clicked on it. Wait, now I'm wondering, is this lyrics to a song? Because he usually drops lyrics to a song.
I don't think so. Nothing's
No,
right.
but that's deep as hell because a lot of
Nothing's
people don't
right.
realize the opportunity.
Clem is spitting Clem.
You know something? Let me get on that. A lot of people don't even realize that their opportunities is like the opportunity that they got is in front of them because it's not what they wanted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people will miss some of the greatest things because it's not in the form that they thought it would be in. Like some people will miss out on a pay raise because it's not in the raise that they thought it would be in. It could be a position, but not the pay, and they would miss out on it because it's not the pay, but then the position might get you to the pay. So, it's funny you said that, but at the end of the day, a lot of people do miss out on this stuff, man. Like you got to keep your eyes open at all times on what you're doing because you could miss out on a lot because it's not in the form that you thought it would be in. So, I mean, kudos to that. That's facts all day. I know personal situations where I was in where I was like, oh no, I ain't doing that shit.
And
because I said it wasn't in my form, I'm looking like, damn, I should have did that. So yeah, I had to say hats off to that. Hats off to that.
That's a good point. I don't have a degree in no kind of education. I'm not certified in anything, but the director, like I said, me and him have a relationship, and he said, as long as I'm at this school, you'll be here doing what you do.
Right.
And I get what my pops is saying, man. Because, you know, once again, this is something that he constantly preaches to me. You know, and for those that are just listening and not watching, it's saying that, you know, the fact you don't have a degree, they can still use that against you.
They do.
Right. And he's not wrong. I personally, was a couple years ago, the company that I originally worked for with Volkswagen got bought out by another entity, right? And it wasn't the fact that I didn't have a degree, it was the fact they wanted to change how I did things. But similar situation, right? You change who your boss is, your boss may have your back, but that doesn't mean the next one's going to have your back.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure you have something in place as a backup. To touch back on what Mark said and what my dad said, you know, opportunities, you know, a lot of times you don't know what they are. You don't see them in front of you. And I personally almost missed out on my opportunity because I was just a technician. And when they said, hey, I want you to come up here and talk to customers, I'm like, yo, I don't do that. I work on cars. And it was like, trust me, you'll be happier doing this. And I'm like, I doubt it because I enjoy working on cars. Well, then I didn't mind it because I don't mind talking to people. I like talking to people. Hell, that's why I have a podcast, right? And it took me from one step, and they said, you know, you're doing such a great job. You can move up to the next. And I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to do that because I don't know the system. I don't know this. I don't know that. It's like, it can all be learned.
It can all
and
be
I'm like,
learned.
all right, I'll give it a shot. And then I moved up to the next level. And then the next level came. And every one of those, I doubted myself. And I was like, I don't want to do that because it was uncomfortable.
And that's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. Wall work ethic. I was a cameraman. And now I'm on the front page of
oh my God, this guy.
Wait, one more thing. Mr. Clemens said his advice right here. This was when I went back earlier and I said I was comfortable where I'm at. I'm comfortable because I'm not certified. And I'm where I'm at. Now, the doors that will be open when I become certified would be endless. But because I'm not certified and having made towards that way, I know we're trying to be Mark crazy, but that's it. That's the one right there where I'm saying, you know what? I'm here, I'm comfortable, but I do want to make that next step to become certified because becoming a certified special education teacher, man.
Not only does that open up more doors, but that also opens up more money, right? You know, when I made my steps up, I didn't realize that there was a whole class that I can take to move me to the next level. And I almost felt like it was being hidden from me. And then when I found out, I took it all. I took all the classes. I drove back and forth to Michigan, Atlanta, Maryland, for all these classes. And when I became master certified, I became master money. And I was like, sweet. I didn't know. They was like, oh yeah, we're not you certified. I'm like, nobody ever told me. Nobody ever told me.
I think the worst thing is teaching somebody. That's one thing I learned. The worst thing is teaching somebody that has a degree with a higher position than you, is teaching them how to do something, and you don't have a degree. I've been in that situation a lot of times where this person above me is like, so how did you figure that out? And I'm looking like, what do you mean? How did I figure that out? It's just simple. You just literally take this and move it there. But wouldn't that mess with the cost? No, it's the same fucking thing. It just move that, and then the cost gonna remain the same, but the product will be out faster. Let's show them, and then they'll take it, and they're like, oh, good job, Jeff. And I'm like, that wasn't Jeff, that was me. But I've been in a situation, like seriously, I've been in a situation where that has happened, where I have told someone with a degree, with position over me, how to do something. And it puts you in a place where
don't get me started on engineers because
I know, believe me, it's crazy. It's how you get in places like that. Like you have some young guy that had graduated with all type of flags, and he's asking you, someone who hasn't even taken a class in their life, to do something that they graduated for that cost them X amount of money to get. And it's sad because it goes down hand in hand with a lot of these comments. Just because you have a degree doesn't mean that you know anything. It just means that you have paper to obtain.
But here's the good part about the position that we're in, right? And not to take anything away from anybody who went to school for
please
8 years.
Please don't take anything
take any of that away.
Yeah.
However, now it's so much easier for us to get what we need than what they went through. Yeah. And depending on your job, they'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Where they had to pay student loans, they had to go through whatever they had to go through in order to finish. You know, that's why every class that I've ever taken, especially on the Volkswagen side, Volkswagen paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
And when they told me they was paying for it, I'm like, well, I'm going to take it. It's free.
And to respond to Mr. Clement when he said, "Go get certified," so I get paid in the summertime when we're off. I'm salary. Like a lot of states don't offer salary employees who are not certified. I fortunately live in a state where I can be, and I'm my biggest problem. I'm the biggest procrastinator in the world. I said, I'm gonna do this, and then summertime comes. I said, "Whoa, it's a coaching job." My ultimate goal is to be a coach. So when a coaching job comes up, I take it. So I'm my own problem when it comes to getting certified. I will say that.
Bro, I was my own problem too, bro. I'm not gonna lie, and honestly, I still am, because I actually want to go back to school for other things. Just to have it under my belt.
What?
I want to go back to the school. I want to go back to school.
I never thought I heard you say that.
Yeah, but like I said, the problem is me. It's not nothing else.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm lazy as hell, right? And it's not because I can't do it, it's because I also feel like I don't have a lot of time to myself, but the few hours that I get. So I capitalize on that time for the things that I want to do. So I miss out on the opportunity to better myself just for a little bit of relaxation. And eventually, hopefully sooner than later, I can get the hell over it and go and get my shit together. But right now, I'm still trying to get my shit together, as well as other things.
To go off of the poll, the relationship and networks. If they didn't care for you, they would never tell you to do this on their pay. If they would just hire somebody over you, they would just hire somebody. And this is where relationships and networks come in, because instead of them going out and finding somebody that already have that degree, they'd rather go to that person they build a great relationship with and tell you, I would rather you get certified so I can pay you what I would pay somebody else that I don't know. So the relationship and networks is going. And going down to Mr. Clement, I've learned everything from this guy. I drained what I could, because that's what they're there for. You know, like when I'm on set, you drain all the juices.
Well, back up. You just said that you drained it from this guy. So we're gonna skate past that real quick, my boy, because I know what he meant. I knew exactly what he meant, but
you turned
it set itself up.
You turned it up.
I'm sorry.
We are over our time. We gotta get going.
We are. We're hour 16 minutes in.
I've been trying to get y'all to get the signal like it's time to go. I'm gonna get killed if I don't go upstairs.
Surprise.
We'll pick it up. We'll pick this up.
Let's pick this up next week.
We'll pick this up next Sunday. How about that? This is a great topic. This is really a good one.
Wide range.
If y'all would like us to, we could pick it up Sunday. And get if we can, we get some heads in here, like from the female cast, have their input. If I'm just trying to give off an idea. I'm just giving off idea. Because me personally, I put a lot of ideas on a lot of people's backs, and we come up with all these conclusions when I'm done all set.
We out.